Playing some games. Alright, thank you for watching this YouTube video. Today I'm going to be talking about Searing Bond and how to scale Searing Bond. It's kind of an awkward totem. It basically, once you put it down, it makes a beam go from you to it, and then it does burning damage to everything around you and everything around it. If you have double totems, you can have one Searing Bond totem or another totem out. So if I want to do like Searing Bond and then decoy totem, this beam would shoot to this Searing Bond totem and then shoot to the decoy totem and shoot back at me. So you don't necessarily, like if you have double totems, the node that makes it so you can cast more than one totem, you'd be able to use this and another totem in order to make a trifecta of fire, basically. It's kind of an awkward spell because it doesn't scale like most people really understand that it would scale. So we'll just go over what exactly increases its damage. Searing Bond does fire damage, but it does burning damage as well. It does not get increased by spell damage, but it does get increased by elemental damage, and it also gets increased by totem damage. But Searing Bond's damage is actually super effective without grabbing any totem damage. Really, the biggest damage increase to Searing Bond is this burning damage ring. Increases it by 60%, because that's what it does. It does burning damage. So grabbing this ring would make it already do 60% more damage, or increased damage, I should say. The other thing you could do is you could grab elemental damage nodes, and that also increases Searing Bond damage. You could also grab fire damage nodes or burning damage nodes like these, and that would increase Searing Bond's damage. And those are a lot better than just grabbing Shamanistic Fury. Although Shamanistic Fury you could get to, but you're spending 2 points, and this point's not really that great for Searing Bond, whereas this point is the only part that's really going to help. So it's just something to keep in mind. Otherwise, that's about all you can do on the tree. If you get Ancestral Bond, you can have 2 Searing Bond totems out, but it's actually, you don't have to use 2 Searing Bond totems. You could use 1 Searing Bond totem and then a rejuvenation totem. So you would get more regeneration and have this beam hitting the rejuvenation totem and hitting you. Although it requires you to push more buttons, but you'd be able to do it. The other thing that is really nice about Rejuvenation Totem is, not Rejuvenation, but Searing Bond Totem, is it doesn't take much to scale it, so all you really need to really make it do a lot of damage is grabbing the Holy Fire Ring and then using a scepter with +2 gem skill levels. So you'd want a scepter in this hand, an elemental scepter. It'll say like has increased elemental damage on the top, and then it says +2 to fire gems, or +1 to fire gems, or +2 to fire gems, +1 to fire to all gems. Because the Searing Bond totem gets most of its damage just based off its levels. The other thing that increases its damage is increased burning damage. You could also use Empower. Empower would help it quite a bit too. So, just to give you an idea, Searing Bond right now is doing 222 damage with increased burning damage. If I level it up with the Empower, it does 173, or if you used all 3 of them at the same time. That just gives you an idea of how it works. So it does 270. And that just gets better as you use it more and more. And as it levels, it gets a lot more damage. So this right here, you can already tell with just using that in power, using the burning gem one, these monsters that weren't really getting damaged by this level 1 Searing Bond are actually now taking a decent amount of damage. And you have to keep in mind all my gems are level 1, except for the support gems aren't, but a lot of these gems, their effectiveness goes up as you have more passives for it, you have other things for it. So that's all I really have to say about Searing Bond today. The one thing that Searing Bond, so just to recap, Searing Bond does not scale off spell damage. It scales off elemental, burning damage, and fire damage. And otherwise, I think that's all I really have to say about Searing Bond today. Thank you for watching this YouTube video, and you guys have a great day.